name is Heather Heath, and I am the UW host for this challenge. When you have defined the problem that you want to solve, it is critical to confirm that your problem is something big enough and painful enough that customers would pay you to solve it. It's all about stepping into your customer's shoes, developing empathy, and understanding the problem from their perspective. Early in the process, entrepreneurs often run into problems because they avoid taking the time to understand their customer and ask for feedback. But don't miss this step. Scott also had some insights about talking to and understanding the customer. Here's what he had to say. So then a final question I have for you, Scott. So what process do you go through, or did these entrepreneurs go through to find out how the customers felt about the problem?
So the process to go through with how a customer feels about the problem. The first way that I recommend to get that, because there's a couple different ways. The first is, and with entrepreneurs, we're thinking about kind of resources. The quickest, the cheapest, and the most kind of direct is to literally walk in their shoes. So using role play and just, again, going in imagination, like, well, what if I was experiencing that problem? What if I had type 2 diabetes? What would my journey look like? And all the things that come along with that, and paying attention to those, I can start to better understand how they feel about that problem and start to see where I can create value for them and help solve that problem. Because I may find that what I'm thinking might be different than what's actually happening and what's actually affecting that person. And addressing the but why and asking why, so you can get to underlying root causes. So role play is one. The other is secondary market research, which is Google. Just going onto the internet, looking for existing problems and solutions, how they're being addressed. If there are existing solutions, looking at what people are saying about them, and even just customer ratings is not a bad place to start. You also have primary research, so just calling people, your friends and your family, and anyone that you can get on the phone or on the computer, and asking them about it, seeing what their experience is with a certain problem, and just using your network and talking directly to people. Those are some big ones.
We understand how hard it can be to try and get into someone else's shoes and see the problem from their perspective. Really understanding your customer and getting constructive feedback on your idea from people who have experienced it can only make your idea stronger. You may be worried someone might steal your ideas from you by talking to others about it, but don't be. It's important to talk about your problem to validate that it is the right challenge for you to solve. Even if you think you are an expert on the problem you are solving, it's essential to talk to others to gain an outside perspective. When you are talking to others, try to find out if someone has already tried to solve the problem. If someone has, were they successful? Where did they fail? If no one has tried to solve it, why not? Think about including video interviews or surveys from potential customers to support your challenge. Don't forget to make sure you have written consent to share their story. During the whole process, always make sure you are getting to the root of the problem you want to solve. Keep asking yourself, why is this a problem? Then from there, decide if this root cause is a problem that you can and want to solve. Use the 5 whys technique for help. An example is shown to the right, and a template is included in this module. From the example, you can see that the problem was never about the gas. The problem was the hole in your pocket. This process may become a loop once you realize one problem isn't as big as you first thought, but don't give up. Adapt your idea from what you learned from others and keep pushing forward. There are great tools that entrepreneurs use to develop empathy. Try out the customer journey map included in this module. This activity will allow you to gain new insights into your customer by looking beyond your product or service. This tool helps you think about the different steps in your customer's experience as they grapple with the problem that your product or service solves. Later on, you'll be thinking about how to communicate your solution to those who will buy it. This video and activity will provide a great jumpstart and help you use what you have learned from your potential customers to create a fantastic solution. Stay tuned for the next module, What's Your Solution?